Hey, listeners. My name is Elisha, the founder of the Witnesses podcast. It's so beautiful to have you listening to our podcast. And I want you to know something that means a whole lot to me. Thank you for tuning in. And one thing I love to tell all of our listeners is it's not just about you listening, but listening to understand. Understanding is the most important thing. So important. So, you have to listen, learn, and practice. Thank you so very much and happy listening.
Hi, Jennifer. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
Doing great, thanks. Thanks so much for having me.
Beautiful. All right, Jennifer. Oftentimes I love to talk about the essence of this show. Sorry. Which is to invite amazing guests, amazing guests like Jennifer to come talk to us about their triumphant stories. Because we believe that in our audience, there might be some people who are stuck up in a situation that Jennifer came out of triumphantly. So by those people getting to listen to you speak, they might actually pick some information from you. I mean, from the ones you're going to be sharing with us today, that might probably lead to their transformation. So it's all about transforming lives, transformation, and all of that. Sorry. Okay, Jennifer, within the next few minutes, let us get started with your story, the challenges that you faced, and how you overcame them. And afterwards, I've got some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Jennifer, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I background is in sales. So I spent 17 years in corporate sales and thrived there and had a lot of success there and thought that that would be my continued path. And then almost 7 years ago, while in corporate sales, I suffered a major stroke at 34. And that's when my life, flipped upside down, I would say, and went through a lot of physical, mental, and emotional rehab therapy and recovery, and still do to this day. But after 7 years, I can say that I'm grateful for what I have gone through because it's gotten me to where I am today. So that's a little bit of backstory.
Oh, sorry, you first. Okay. So
Yeah, you keep freezing.
yeah, I think it's the network. Okay, so shall we get started with the questions now? Do you get that?
Sure.
Okay, so the very first one. All right. So it says, how can one heal one's younger self? Healing your younger self. How can you heal your younger self? You got that?
Yeah, that's a powerful
Mm,
question, and I think most every human being, adult human being, could benefit from healing their younger self. And I'm grateful that I've done that work and learned how powerful that it can be. And it was truly meeting in a powerful coaching session. It was meeting my 11-year-old self. And because that's when I first experienced trauma in my life with the loss of my mom. And so I had to heal her. And I just didn't know that I had to still do that work almost 30 years later to really be able to move forward with my life. And I had to tell her, what I believe she needed to still hear from me as an adult and from my mom to know that she was going to be okay.
Okay, the next question. A whole lot of people struggle with victim mentality. So let's say someone asks you, hey Jennifer, how can I overcome the victim mentality and embrace my inner warrior? What would your response be?
Yeah, I love that question. I think first it's really great to acknowledge the self-awareness around having a victim mentality, and I'm not sure everyone is aware that they're playing that out. What I learned working with my own coach when I was going through my recovery after stroke, when I would not necessarily question why me, but she asked me if I had done that. And I was aware enough to say, I don't think that I had done that. And she just immediately flipped that mindset shift for me and challenged me to question, why not me? Why not go through this hardship at 34? And I must say, a lot of times, there's that powerful quote, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. And so in that moment, I was in the frame. So it was hard for me to really accept that question from her. And just, you automatically think, oh, sure, why not me? And because it took some time. It took some time and some work and the inner work and some own reflection questions to say, that's right. Why not me? That really helped move me forward in my healing and recovery from going through multiple traumas. Is really questioning, what's the lesson here? What's the lesson I can learn from this experience to help me move forward?
I got that. Okay, I want us to get personally bit. Would you like to talk to us about your background and more about your story before we proceed?
Sure, yeah. I'm born in the Midwest here in the United States, and here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and again, born and raised to a really great family, close supportive family, and played sports my whole life, and went to college and got a degree in marketing, and that's when I stepped into a career of sales and was in the career of sales for 17 years. And then, over the last probably three years is when I had the epiphany of like, can I do what my coach did for me? When the world shut down in 2020, I had the moment of like, she helped me change my life. And can I now help others do the same? So I went through a coaching certification in 21. That was a year long, and I must say it was the most healing work I've ever done in my life. Was to go through that for myself, to now then have the be equipped with the tools and resources and support that I can now offer clients and help them, get from point A to point B, and kind of what does that gap look like? How can I bridge the two? Can it feel easy? So now I've built a coaching and speaking business and share my message with others, as many as I can. And podcasting is a really great way to do that, because vulnerability is a strength of mine. And if I can share something that creates an aha moment for someone else, that's why I do what I do.
Beautiful. I love that. You discovered your gift and you're serving it to the ones who need it. I love that. Okay, but how has the journey been as a life coach? How has it been?
Mm. On the business side of being a life coach, there's certain hurdles that you have to overcome with regards to how do I build a sustainable coaching business? What systems do I need to have in place? How does that look? Do I want to be online? Do I want to be offline? So it's continuously working with a coach, working with a business coach to kind of help support me in creating that. But from a coaching aspect and speaking aspect, I mean, that's when I'm in my zone of genius, I feel like. And it warms my heart and fills my cup to support those clients, whether it's one-to-one or small group or speaking to a room full of people. So that part's been really great. Building a sustainable business, I'm on my way, but it certainly has not been without its own challenges.
Okay, I still have two more questions. Okay, when you're speaking to audiences or audience, what is your signature topic?
Yeah, great. It's actually what we spoke about a few minutes ago. It's embracing your inner warrior and how to overcome that victim mentality. And so I like it because it's a challenging topic, and I hope that it provides permission for people to look in the mirror, and develop a sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance of what they've been through, because that victim mentality, people don't sometimes realize like everything that they've been through and survived it. versus letting something they've been through hold them back, where they do ask those questions, why me? Or blame someone else for something versus owning their part of it, you know? And so I love sharing, here's what victim mentality can look like. Here's some characteristics that played out. Here's examples of those. Have you, are you vulnerable enough? Are you courageous enough right now to acknowledge a time that you played that out? Maybe you didn't realize it until this very moment, saying like, oh yeah, I did. It was really easy for me to point the finger right at someone else versus own my part. Or yeah, I lost my mind over a problem that was pretty small, but in the moment felt pretty big. And then how to create those mindset shifts. How can we create that shift in perspective when it comes to our inner dialogue? What are we saying to ourselves every day? Because it starts and ends with you every day. So you kind of set your own tone for the day. So how can I encourage and motivate others to start to question that, and really even start to question your own thoughts all the time? Because a lot of your thoughts aren't even true. They're just stories we're telling ourselves. So, I mean, it really kind of starts there, and providing different tools of how to continuously support a more positive growth mindset.
Beautiful. Okay, so um, the last question. This says, what is the biggest lesson you learned through processing your grief, rather, the grief? Yeah, you
Mm.
got that.
Yeah, I think a powerful lesson I've learned from grief was how to move forward with it versus move on from it. I think for the longest time, people would ask, especially with the loss of my mom, like, have you moved on? Are you ready to move on? And it's like, you're never really from what happened. And I think I was scared to know what a relationship with my mom was going to feel like after she passed. And it took me a lot of years to really know that she's with me every day. And I want that. Like, that provides me safety. It provides me protection. It provides me encouragement. It provides me this sense of love that he's with me while I do this work. He is a huge reason why I do this work. And so I've been able to move forward with, and to never apologize for any emotions that come up because of grief, which is what I think a lot of women struggle with, right? They're scared to express or show emotion because they're potentially going to be told, don't cry or stop. So I think I see a lot of women all the time kind of push the emotion down. Don't show it, fight it, resist it. And it's like, once you allow that, once you are in a safe space to fully let that emotion come up and out, you're going to feel better. And you're then going to be able to move forward with your day or your week or whatever that looks like. So I think those are a couple pretty big lessons I've learned with grief.
Beautiful. You just gave a solution to that aspect of grief. And I'm so sure that
Mm.
anyone who is stuck in that situation, they must feel at ease now because you've just provided a solution. Beautiful. I love that, Jennifer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Thank
yeah,
you.
Jennifer. So in conclusion, let's say there is one piece of advice you'd like to give to the audience. What would that be? And let's say there are someone listening who would love to reach out to you, learn more about you. How can that be possible?
Yeah, thank you. A message I would share with your audience is that a lot of this work comes down to worth, and a lot of us tie our worth to what we do versus who we are. And so I would simply share with your audience, you're worth it no matter what you do the rest of today, right? You don't have to check any more boxes today to know that you are inherently worthy. Because that's what I just witness it all the time, and people struggle with having to do one more thing to feel like they're accomplished. You don't have to do anything else. And so that's my encouragement to others out there, is to know you're worth it no matter what. You're inherently worthy of everything. Love, acceptance, freedom, happiness, peace, all of that. And all of that is within you. You just kind of have to comb through potentially that limiting belief or that whatever that is holding you back to reach that, to reach what you want. So I love to connect with people if there's interest there in how I can potentially be a support for you moving forward. Happy to do that. You can schedule a call on my website, justcommitcoaching.com. And I'm also very active on LinkedIn. Actually, I share a lot of this content on there in a professional space because at the end of the day, no matter of title, position, or role, we're all human beings. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of the show, Jennifer. Thank you for your time. Thank you for honoring the invite, and thank you for coming. Means a whole lot. Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to this incredible episode. Your support means the world to us, and we truly value you. We look forward to having you join us for the next episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. Your feedback is greatly appreciated.